Hey guys, MassReflux here with another update. I hope you've enjoyed the content I have made here, even if that content is amateur and takes forever to come out. It is something I like to do and want to do alongside my music, which is called Phantasmatron by the way. I know I said in MassReflux takes the mick out of MLP Equestria Girls 4 Legends of Everfree that I'm not motivated, but stick with me here, I'll address that. In 2012, MassReflux began, back then called Mass Studios. Even though I'm not in the popular YouTuber league, this has been one wild ride, and I thank you for being with me. You're my world. I'd love to be famous in the YouTube community. I also hope you're looking forward to Mass Rants, and I'm sorry it's taking so long, but there's reasons for that. I've set myself some errors and I'll leave a Facebook post explaining all these errors in the description below. But my Mass Studios years are what you call the studio era, and then I went to the Reflux era once I changed my name to MassReflux. And no, it's not just the name change, the content changed significantly. But the reason I say this is because in the studio era I had a drive. Even if the content was fucking shit, I was passionate with the work and wanted someone to enjoy it. Now, in the Reflux era, the content is way better, but I lost my drive, and honestly, I don't feel like doing anything on MassReflux anymore. Now, that doesn't mean I will quit. I'll keep the channel alive. More content is to come. No shows are coming to an end, don't worry. Everything is remaining the same. It's just I'm now going to come out with something that's been around for years. I've just never taught you about it. And after thinking about it several times, I have finally decided I'd let you guys know about what I'm about to say in this update. Ever since MassReflux began in 2012, I have been making content on a PC you wouldn't want to use. I went to a new one in 2014, but that's even worse. I remember vining that shit saying my computer experience was no longer going to be shit. Fuck me, was I wrong. It's got out of the ordinary problems you don't deserve to use in your life, and if you do deal with such, you have my deepest sympathy, especially if you want to make content like me and shit like this is pulling you back. Not to mention, Content ID is a nightmare and will sell off your anxieties like mad. My computer is so shit, it can't even open Steam. Fucking Steam. And this had led me into depression. Yes, I'm depressed. Now, at first, I didn't want to consider what I was feeling depression because I wasn't abused, I'm loved, I had friends, and I'm not going through a life-threatening crisis. But this just went on and got worse and worse, and I fucking hate it. Now, I didn't always go through having a shit PC in the early days. Like, pre-MassReflux, I had a Windows XP PC. It was brilliant. Everything I wanted to run worked on it. While it might have not been the best, it did what I wanted it to do. Or at the very least, what I wanted it to do at that time. I built up data for 5 years. Even though I didn't really make content back then, the gaming made me happy. But in 2010, something happened. And that became the worst day of my life. You see, I was a dumb naive kid. I'm not the biggest tech expert out there. And as a kid, I wanted my already good enough PC to be a fucking beast machine. Back then, I had no knowledge of specs. I scanned my computer every day. I used PC tune-up every day. But I decided to go further without knowing what I'm doing. I decided to use Rescue Center. It asked for a restart. I restarted. It was gonna go through the registry and I had 10 seconds to skip. I chose not to skip. At one point, it stuck for a while. Being the impatient kid I was, I forced a restart. And that was it. That was the end. I was only 10. You could imagine how I reacted. Well, I cried. Pretty miserably. Like if I was being tortured. But emotionally, I fucking lost everything. Later on, I started again with a new hard drive. And that's when I started using Windows 7. Now, Windows 7 isn't bad, but it didn't have that experience that Windows XP did. But saying that, it makes me think, should have Windows XP be the one to be installed back there? But whatever, I had Windows 7. And I didn't like this experience very well. My computer experience went from amazing to fucking shit. With all that data gone and school stressing me out and having nothing good to relieve myself with, I began getting depressed. So yeah, I'm depressed because I lost something that meant the world to me. And I'm depressed because I'm limited to what I can do. The shows that I'm currently running, especially Mass Rants, are on a god-awful PC. Mass Rants is made on Pivot, and I can't even save a fucking Pivot project anymore. Ever since 2010, when I lost that PC, I have felt disconnected from gaming. I don't play many video games anymore, and that's also because my PC is that bad. I only play some of the classics that I played as a kid. And no, I can't even run Sonic games. Most games I play are now distributed by E-Games or made by Epsotech or Webfoot. And still then, I only play them every now and then. And I'm not a gamer anymore. I have a PlayStation 3 and an Xbox 360 Slim, but I think PC gaming is for me. Too bad I can't really use it for such. Every fucking gamer who live streams gameplay may be having the time of their life, while I could be a viewer disconnected from it all. That's why I barely use chat often. What the fuck do I say? There's a video by Chaos X Silencer talking about what happens if you quit video games. I'll leave that video in the description. I suffer from most of what he said in that video, and I have. For 7 years. If I didn't do what I did 7 years ago, and none of this would have happened. So you get it. I'm depressed, I have a lacking drive, and I have to do things the hard way. My PC is shit, it can't do standard things. But funny enough, I can make decent music that I think is better than any EDM fag out there. And this is one reason you've seen me say I'm focusing more on my music back on MassReflux takes the mick out of MLP Equestria Girls 4 Legends of Everfree. I can run FL Studio with some native instruments plugins, and you could say that music is one of the only things I have left. Like if I ever release an album and the cover is dark, chances are it will be about what I feel on a constant basis. But still then, I even have a lacking drive for my music as well. It's just not as bad. Shit's complicated and has some problems that really piss me off and limits my media. Now you might be saying, oh, just get a new PC. And I'm trying to do just that. But this shit ain't cheap, nor is the solution straightforward. PCs are unpredictable, and I never know what's going to happen. I believe I know what the solution is, but again, the solution isn't straightforward. I actually tried to do this once. I got a new PC for Christmas. I tried to set things up. One of the pieces of the solution is reuniting with Windows XP. Now you might be saying, are you nuts? That's suicide. And no, it's not. Support is still there till 2019, and mostly everything still works. But you might be thinking, those bits and pieces that don't work are really that necessary to have? And you may be right, some music plugins might not work on Windows XP, but that's why I did what I did when I tried to set up my new PC. And that was setting up a virtual machine. Makes sense. The main OS was Windows 7 Ultimate, and I picked Windows XP Vena Edition as the VM because that mod looked the best, in my opinion. But if you know an XP mod better than Vena Edition, you can let me know in the comments. So I set up the VM and shit was slow. Maybe the specs weren't good enough. Perhaps I need better specs. Whatever. When I was going through the process, I was getting stressed out and anxious as fuck. And once I saw the results of the VM, I felt defeated and switched back to my god awful one. I'm not an expert. I don't know if using a VM as a secondary host to use more than my primary host is a smart choice, or if dual booting or a secondary PC is a better choice to go. But hey, you can let me know in the comments. Virtual machine, dual booting, or secondary PC. Let me know. I actually did a post on Engine explaining this story when I was setting up that new PC. But I deleted it. Why? Because I thought I wasn't gonna get support, and only some dickhead to not understand and talk shit to me. Now, keep in mind, I'm not insecure with that stuff. If someone talks shit to me, I'm not going to take it seriously. But that said, the dickhead wouldn't be helping, and I would get nowhere. And I couldn't be arsed with all that, so I deleted it. Now, I have put that post back up now, and if you want to see it, I'll leave a link in the description below. Just keep in mind, this was posted when I was setting up the PC. That's not happening anymore. It didn't work out. And that's pretty much the whole story. Now I gotta make sure I don't delete this video. So you get it. I'm depressed because I lost something that meant the world to me. And I know my old data is long gone. And I have to sadly deal with that and move on. But my current computer doesn't have to be this shit. It kills my drive. That and its shittiness is the reason why it takes forever to put out something, and only ends up being amateur. And with a lagging drive, even this update took forever to finally make. I was thinking of either uploading this with my voice or text, thinking about scrapping this style, but oh well, it's here now. At the very least, I want a good computer experience, and I want to reunite with Windows XP somehow. And maybe that will make me feel better again. It's been 7 years now. A good computer experience, Windows 7, Windows XP. It's the least I could ask for. And I don't want to lose all the data I have on my shit PC either. I've dealt with losing a pile of data once in my life. I won't lose another. Especially now that I have actual content that I made. I fucking wanted to die. I was seriously thinking about suicide. And if you're going to be that person who's going to say getting depressed over a computer is a silly reason and that I should just grow up or say something equally unhelpful, just fuck off. I fucking cried for 7 years over this shit, and it's been getting worse, not better. I'm not going to say it's going to get better because it's not. Running away from this problem will only make things worse. As Steve Jobs would say, connect the dots looking backwards, not forwards. And you can laugh all you want, I know, ha ha ha, Windows XP, funny meme. But to me, Windows XP is more than just a nostalgic meme. It's my fucking dream experience. I wouldn't have lost if I wasn't such a dumbass. And I'm not going to let some dickhead's thoughts stop my dreams. Just fuck you if you're not going to be helpful. The dislike button isn't even a dislike button anymore. It's a fucking I'm silly button. Fuck off and get blown by ISIS. You'll do the world a favour. I'll fucking celebrate you, cunt. But that said, I also held back these thoughts for other reasons. And that is because I didn't want anyone, mainly my friends, to change their views on me. Like, I didn't care if people will hate me, they can fuck off. I'm the dog's bollocks, I'll move on with my life. But I don't want people thinking I'm going to kill myself this very second, because it doesn't work like that. I don't want to be treated like a fucking idiot. I mean, I've got anxiety problems, I'm an awkward motherfucker, but I'm not a fucking idiot. I don't want to be treated like I'm going to hang myself this very second. I wanted to die, but again, it doesn't work like that. Don't pander to me, please. If you see me in a convention, talk to me like I didn't say any of this. With that said, though, I'm not going to leave any donation page. It's not your problem. If you want to help somehow, hit me up. But you and my fans aren't my therapist. And I'm not going to use you all for my personal gain. I just chose to let my thoughts out now. Chances are you won't have to hear another depressing ass update again after this. But nothing new and worthy is probably gonna come after this. I love how fucking dickheads like Derv can get all the fame while I'm just left in the dust. I'm thinking of changing MassReflux's colours to black because all these feelings, man. I remember in the last days of the studio era or the first days of the Reflux era, I made constant takes of an update and it was just all over the place, and it was basically saying what I'm saying now, just made it out like I'm fine. Also being more boring, lengthy, repetitive and cringy. There's a reason why I said MassReflux is dead on Twitter, because I barely post shit. I may be worse than Colossal's crazy, but no, MassReflux is not dead. It was kind of a joke about my inactivity. Now I do want to make content. I'm not quitting MassReflux. This shitty PC just kills my drive, which is why you saw in MassReflux Takes the Mick Out of MLP Equestria Girls 4 Legends of Ever 3 that I'm losing motivation. But I do want to make videos along with my music. I fucking want to do all kinds of things. If I had my dream PC set up perfectly, you would have probably seen more shows by now. And my current shows would be less amateur, like the fucking MLG moments in MassReflux Takes the Mick Out of MLP, man. It's amateur as fuck. Ever wonder why I say MassReflux is a shit content creator? If I had my dream PC set up perfectly, the new shows would probably be my MLG and YouTube poop series along with new possibilities. And I would probably be more motivated, but I don't have my dream set up, unfortunately. So I have to deal with all this shit. Now that you know that long ass explanation, I'm gonna switch gears now and tell you how the shows are doing and whatnot. And everything is remaining the same despite what you heard back there. Let's start with Mass Rants. Now, it's been months since I announced episode 9 was coming. I've finished the script, I've tuned it up, but like I said, I barely feel like doing MassReflux stuff anymore. Reason being, my computer is such a fucking pain to deal with. Again, I can't even save a fucking pivot project file, which is the program I'm using to make these frames. I've thought about switching gears and record the audio and then slap it on the video and make the frames I need afterwards. But it's still gonna be a pain in the ass. When is Mass Rants coming out? I don't know. I probably shouldn't have announced that episode back then, but it will come out when it's done. Which could last fucking 50 years for all I know. Which leads me to this question you might be saying. Why did the Mass Rants teaser get unlisted? As you may have noticed, I unlisted my Mass Rants teaser, so people with only the link can see it. The reason I unlisted it is because I don't even know if I will finish Mass Rants. I like to believe it'll be more of a breeze when I do episode 10, but still, I'll have to deal with some hassles, because some episodes have their own unique frames. But I will make the video public again if I finish episode 9, or at the very least feel confident about finishing it. But yeah, that's Mass Rants. Speedy Egg bet MassReflux's old level pack. Trying to see if I can get into a hard drive which has more of my levels, but hey, my computer is shit so it could last 50 years for all I know. A average day on Roblox. I've deleted the project, but episode 2 is not scrapped. But after that, the next episodes are probably going to have a lot of hashtags because of Roblox's stupid filter. I don't know how you would feel about that, but you can let me know. Pony photos in a nutshell. Not ended, even if I fucking hate it now. You'll see a new one when I make it to the next 100, which I don't fucking know when that will happen. MassReflux takes the mick out of MLP. Gonna do that as usual. Season 7 and the movie is coming, that's obvious. This is the only fucking MassReflux show that releases episodes often. Phantasmatron. Gonna do that more than my MassReflux stuff. Once I'm finished with each release, you'll see that release online. You may actually see some new releases soon. Cover art is coming for 2 releases, and 1 album is nearly finished. As for I Am Phantasmatron, still in development. I'm working on all kinds of releases. But now I will announce a new show because I'm able to do the bare bones of it. I'm thinking about starting a commentary series for a limited time at least. Will I get anywhere? I don't know. Maybe it won't be limited. But I might start commentaries. I'm not going to straight out say it's coming out like I did with Mass Rants, but you might see that one day. Just remember these are bare bone commentaries. I'm going to put my charm and wit into these videos. Don't expect any over the top MLG madness. I'm just able to do the essentials. I can now record gameplay of some sort, and I can do all the other stuff. Put my voice in and get some videos. So yeah, maybe you might see commentaries in the future. But I'm not saying it will happen though. Just maybe. And that's all I have to say. I mean, I was going to say I have an MLP Forms account at some point, but that's old news now. Hopefully I cleared stuff up in this update, and again, hopefully you won't have to see another depressing ass update after this in the future. Thank you for being with me for 5 years now. You're my world. And I'm going to make sure I get better again, and maybe one day you'll see MassReflux really cause good mass destruction. Thanks for watching, and until next time, my Mass Legion, Master MassReflux is out.